Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tune In with Zach. Yes, I know it's been a long time since my last upload, but I figured I'd try this experiment out again. Anyway, today it's just going to be a simple video of me showing you guys my record collection and my turntable that too, which you probably saw in the intro. But anyway, let's get into it. So this is my turntable. It's not exactly the nicest thing in the world. It's just an Audio-Technica LP60X, I think. It's basic, but to me it sounds really freaking good. I just use it out of this boombox. It's not the best, but I will address that in the future. But it sounds fine for now. But it this is a great little turntable. I highly recommend it if you're just getting into vinyl or something, because it's very cheap compared to other turntables. That is, it's still like $150, but it's better than those. Well, and this is my personal experience, much better than the one I had before, which is just a suitcase player, which was not very good. But anyway, let's get on to the records. So, I have about 30 of these things. That is probably more than I need, but whatever. Anyway, the first one on the stack, which I was actually listening to earlier, is Revolver, and this is a very good Beatles album in my opinion. Probably one. Actually, I don't know. I can't really pinpoint a best. I will try and I will think about that long and hard in the future, but still. Up next, I also have Rubber Soul. This is a 2009 pressing, I think, which newer than that. This is a 2009 remaster. It sounds pretty good in my opinion, but I don't know if other people agree with that. I also have this the Blue Album. As you can see, I kind of like the Beatles, maybe just a little bit. Billy Joel. This is a highly underrated album in my opinion. This is one of my favorites from him, and one of the tracks on it, the final track, Miami 2017. Hold on. That last one right there, the live version of that is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my whole life. The Songs in the Attic version is top notch, which we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Up next is my Magical Mystery Tour, which is, I think, from like the 70s or something. It's not the best pressing. It's falling apart. But it still sounds decent, except for the skips it has. As you can see, it's very worn down. But what can you do? It was not too expensive. Up next is my, I think, 70s or 80s pressing of Sgt. Pepper. This is a good album. Not one of my favorites by the Beatles, but still very good. Now here's where I was getting into that Miami 2017 stuff. The Seen the Lights Go Out on Broadway song. This is one of the best live albums I have ever heard. Yes, the title is incredibly fucking stupid. I don't give a crap. It is stacked with good, underrated songs, such as Miami 2017, which I already mentioned, Summer Highland Falls, She Got Away, Everybody Loves You Now, Say Goodbye to Hollywood, Captain Jack, You're My Home, Ballad of Billy the Kid, and that's about it. But there are still some good tracks on here, even the ones I haven't mentioned. Good live album, a must-have if you like Billy Joel. This one I kind of regret getting, because it sounds fine, and I don't want to consider myself a snob, honestly, when it comes to this stuff, because I don't really care that much, but this one's a little too crackly, I feel like. It still sounds fine, but it's not the best, but there are some damn good tracks on here. If we open it up, you will see that this is a damn good greatest hits album. Only covering their 60s stuff, but still. Well, technically, almost everything they made was from the 60s. I don't care. Aerosmith rocks. This is not one of my favorite albums, but I found a good deal at it at half-price books. It was like $8, and I just decided to grab it because I love Aerosmith too. Back in the Saddle and Rats in the Cellar are my favorite songs off this album. Those are really good songs in my opinion. Sorry for the low production quality. Yeah. Aerosmith Pump. Now, I literally just received this as a gift like a week ago, along with some other albums. This is a I don't know how. It's a good album. It's not great, but it's good. There are some classics. Oh, fudge. Well, I don't know if you noticed that, but I dropped the album, but Love in an Elevator, Janie's Got a Gun, and What It Takes are all very good songs. Those are my favorites off this album. Up next is Aerosmith's best album. You were probably noticing a theme here, which is a lot of classic rock. That is the kind of music I am into, so expect to see that a lot on this channel. But Toys in the Attic, very good album. Let's see here. Walk This Way and Sweet Emotion are easily the highlights on this album. This is still a very solid album all around. Sweet Emotion is actually one of my favorite songs now. Very good album. Up next, we have this album, which is the live bootleg from Aerosmith. Despite the name, obviously this is not a bootleg. This is actually an officially released album. It's just themed after a bootleg. But this is a good live album, in my opinion. Not... Are the performances the best? Well, is the voice work the best? Maybe not. But I feel like the guitar work is still very good. I'm not a fan of Lord of the Thighs, but that's about it. The first record on this album is stacked with great songs. Still have to get to the second album, but the second side, but Dream On was a pretty damn good song. And now, here's the very first record I ever got. Billy Joel's The Stranger. I received this as a gift for my 17th birthday, I think. Still 17, I just started collecting records like 9 months ago. But still, this is one of my favorite albums ever created. It is stacked with good songs. Like, Moving Out Anthony's song, The Stranger, Just the Way You Are, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Vienna, Only the Good Die Young, and She's Always a Woman, and Everybody Has a Dream. Not really a fan of Get It Right the First Time, to be honest. Still, stacked albums, stacked with great songs. Now we have Wish You Were Here. This is, I believe, I literally just got this brand new a few weeks ago, I think. Maybe a month ago. But this is also really, really good. I should have explained this earlier, but the albums I buy on vinyl are usually my favorites. It doesn't have a track listing on it, unfortunately, but all the songs on here are very, very good. It's only 5, but it's still like a 40-minute album, because that's Pink Floyd for you. This is another one I received as a gift, Leonard Skinner, and I have to say, while Freebird is a great, great song, it is not my favorite off this album. My favorite is actually Tuesday's Gone, because that is actually a really good song. That is a beautiful song, and I freaking love it. This one is also one of my favorites. Oh, obviously, I have it on vinyl. But, as you can see, it is not in good condition. In fact, as you can probably see, I had to tape it up and stuff. It is not in good condition, but it was a really good deal. It was only like $8. And I had to take it home. I had to tape it up because it was falling apart. But, oh my god, this is one of my favorite albums of all time also. Almost every single track is good. I even like the instrumental only track, The Whale. It's a beautiful album. One of my favorites. Next, we have Queen's Greatest Hits. I still need to listen to this because it was a gift, and I just got this recently. Days of Futures Past by Moody Blues. I don't know what year this pressing is from. I don't care. This is a damn good mix of classical music and rock music. I love that. It's one of the first progressive rock albums, I think, and it definitely deserves to be in this collection. Glass Houses by Billy Joel. This is another one of the first original ones I got. The first side of this album is really good. The second side is okay in some areas. Some songs aren't that good. But that first song right there, You May Be Right, is one of my absolute favorites. Just chef's kiss. The Eagles' Greatest Hits. This is one of the best greatest hits albums of all time. Moving on. Beatles' Help. This is also a very solid album with some of my favorite Beatles songs, including, but not limited to, Help. The Night Before, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. No, not that one. And I've Just Seen a Face and Yesterday. Those are all, I've only mentioned 5, but the rest of the album, except for the Dizzy Miss Lizzy, is very solid. Still need to listen to this one fully, so I can't really comment on it, except that Telephone Line is a very good song, and I recommend everyone listen to that. Abbey Road, what can I say? It's Abbey Road. This is a great album. ABBA Arrival. This is a bit of a questionable one in the collection, I guess, but I still really like this album, especially Dancing Queen. This is a very solid album. I'm pretty sure most people have Dark Side of the Moon at this point, and people who collect vinyl have Dark Side of the Moon. What can I say? It's a great album, very well produced. I love it. Bob Seger, now this is I like, a lot of the songs sound kind of similar on this album, but they're all very good songs, so I don't care. Old Time Rock and Roll is a classic. Same with Hollywood Nights. This is another one of the originals I got. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. This is a very, very solid album. Double album, that is. The first track on it is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's a 10-minute masterpiece. I recommend people listen to it. Here's The Wall. I also received this one as a gift. This is a very good album. Very, very, very good double album also. I love this album. It has decent storytelling, and the music is phenomenal. Especially Comfortably Numb and Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. This is a very good debut album. I don't think there's much I can comment on here, but this is a very good album. This has one of the best 1-2 punch openers of all time. Dire Straits Dire Straits Love Over Gold. I exclusively listen to this just for Telegraph Road, except that this is also a fine album, a pretty good album on its own, even without Telegraph Road. 14-minute masterpiece, recommend it. And last but not least, for the LPs, we got Brothers in Arms. This is also a very solid album by... Oh, crap. This is also another very solid album by Dire Straits. It's not... This is the single LP version, so it's technically inferior to the others. But it's still a very solid album all around. It's just a good album, man. I'm not really a musical expert, so I can't really comment on much. But it just sounds very good to my ears. That's all I can say. And last but not least, we got 3 singles. ABBA, That's Me / Dancing Queen. Obviously, Dancing Queen is the H-side. Both of these songs are very good in my opinion. Bad to the Bone. It's iconic. What can I say? That's a damn good song, too. And George Harrison, My Sweet Lord. That's also a very good song. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed me nerding about my records for a little bit. I don't know if it was the most interesting video ever, but hey, first effort in a long time. So, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.